Welcome to the K9RMR repeater system net on Tuesday at 7:30 with J.C.A.R.A. 73.
K9RMR repeater system, PL tone 103.5, Edinburgh in Shelby County. Have a great day, 73.
K9JWR repeater system net on Tuesday at 7:30 with J.C.A.R.A. 73.
Link on.
8 p.m. The net is Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. on the J.C.A.R.A. repeater system. Good evening. Standing by. I didn't have my volume turned up. Who came back to me?
Hey, it's me. It's Ernest T. KB9ZLD.
You're a poet and don't know it.
Hey.
What's going on today, Mr. Donnie?
Sitting here watching TV and sipping on a cold pop and hurting.
That's 10-4. Well, I think that hurting things getting you every day, isn't it?
Non-stop anymore, man. Got my cat display in for my 991A today.
Oh, did you? Does that look pretty nice?
Well, what I've seen of it, I've not taken it out of the box or anything yet and plugged it in. But it's what I see of it online. It looks pretty cool on your radio.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Did you see that one YouTube video I sent you that I said it looked like the best I've seen?
I believe so.
Yeah, I sent you a link to it. It shows the link, you know, to that setting up that Wi-Fi thing, and I put at the bottom of it. It's the best one I've seen. It pretty well explains it pretty good, step by step.
Well, evidently I didn't get that one.
I'll resend it right now.
I haven't heard anybody on here. Out of that pretty quick. The days are starting to get longer.
Yep.
That.
When he starts out, he goes in there and he talks about upgrading your SD card. I'm not sure that we'll have to do that. You say you want to change it to a better one anyway, which I have to do it then. But I just kind of listened to that, you know, showed how to do that, and but then he goes into, you know, telling you the website to pull up to the dashboard and what files to download off of it, and you know, you just kind of watch it and give you some idea of what it takes.
Difficult.
Well, I think once I go through it and figure it out, it'll be a piece of cake, and I'll be able to help you out, or Gerald Gerald might have to help us both out.
I'm not too swift on computers.
set up, you never have to jack with it again, so.
It was a good deal a good idea to upgrade that SD card on that.
Yeah, I imagine them ones that come with it's kind of cheapy, you know, about like buying a Chinese transistor.
Look who made the Wi-Fi thing, or that's where it come from.
Where our radios came from.
Japan.
Nah, I was reading a lot of these Yaesus are made in China.
Yeah.
Don't care as long as it works.
They can't be too bad then.
No. Yes, they did, didn't they? That's why you got to put a mask on his radio when you use them.
Got a mask on mine. Hey guys, the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net will occur on these frequencies in about 5 minutes. That's 7:30 KB90 FM. Join us.
10-4, all right, buddy. Thanks for the info because I had forgot all about it. We'll be standing by there, Donnie, and we'll get in on the net there. It's N9LGO. We'll be clear with KB9 ZLD.
Thanks for the shout, and we'll be standing by for the net, KB9ZLD.
This is Kilo Bravo 9, Echo Fox November, activating the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net. Our transmitter site is located in Scipio, Indiana, on the WWWY Broadcasting Tower, courtesy of the White River Broadcasting Company. Net control for this session is KB90 FM, and my name is Randy. Stations with emergency or priority traffic may interrupt this net at any time. The net meets every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. local on the KC9PIE 14525, the KC9TME 442.975, and the N9JWR Edinburgh repeater 443.025 with a 103.5 PL. Membership in any group is not required for participation, and all check-ins are always welcome. When you check into the net this evening, please indicate your name, your call sign phonetically, and your location. If one of the repeaters should happen to fail, we'll move to the last remaining repeater or the 147.585 simplex. The Jennings County Amateur Radio Association is a incorporated entity in the state of Indiana, and we're also a 501c3 charitable organization. If you have money you want to throw away to a good cause and use it as a tax deduction, you can go to our website, JenningsCountyAmateurRadioStation.org, and hit the PayPal button, and we'll give you our deepest appreciation. We're working on revamping a site over in Freetown to spread our coverage out a little bit farther to the southwest. So that's what's going on there. Every month we have a business meeting, and that is held typically at the Jennings County Emergency Management Training Center, located just adjacent to the Walmart behind Fire Station 20 there in North Vernon. However, due to COVID, we've typically been doing them with Zoom, so I'll have an update on whether or not we're Zooming or have access to the facility before next week. If anyone have questions, you can email me, kb90fn@gmail.com, and I'll give you the codes to get in on the Zoom meeting. Also, our friends over in Scott County are running another testing session, and we have to thank them actually for bringing in a group of hands that have been helping keep the JCARA repeaters warm, and we really appreciate hearing that traffic on there. So guys, feel free to use it anytime you want for as long as you want. And they'll be doing Scott County testing. That's on the southeast corner of the square in Scottsburg. That'll be this Saturday, April 10th. So Saturday, April 10th at 11 a.m. It's a $15 license fee, and you can get in on that before the fee goes up. So if you want to upgrade, or you know someone that wants to come in and get a license, that's an excellent opportunity and a great group of people to do it with. If you need more information, you can email me or get a hold of Steve, WR9G, at WR9G.net. That's my announcements for the week. I'll get more information on where we're going to have the meeting at next month, next week, and try to keep everybody informed. confirmed on that. Anyone or questions they'd have for the net? If so, please call now. So we do keep track of the check-ins, and we appreciate everyone checking in as well. We do short-time check-ins. That's people that just want to check in and out and give us something for what is known as our head count, and we sincerely appreciate the short-timers. And then after that concludes, we'll move over to regular check-ins. So, stations wanting to check in short time. Let's go.
Kilo Charlie 9, Mike Victor Kilo. Rickton Seymour, short time, no comments, Randy.
Kilo Golf, 9er Delta Kilo, John in Bartholomew County. No comment, Randy.
9er Bravo, Sierra Charlie, David, North Vernon, short time, no traffic.
Kilo 9 Romeo Mike Romeo, repeat. K9RMR, Randall M. Rueff, Taylorsville, Bartholomew County. Good evening, Randy, and everybody else on the net.
Kilo Delta 9, Golf Uniform Victor. Greg in Scott County. Short time, no traffic. KV9EFN, this is WR9G, Steve in Austin. No traffic, and thank you, Randy.
The 9 November Romeo Zulu, Rick in Decatur County, K9RMR.
November 9, Lima Golf Oscar, Kevin, listen to 10, no traffic.
Kilo Delta 9, Romeo Whiskey, November, Jeff in North Vernon, no traffic.
KD9 RWO, Joy, New York, no comment.
N9QVO, Dave, Shelbyville, no traffic.
After that, you guys working the old man tonight. Hey, I appreciate that big group of short-time check-ins. Everybody sounding really good on the repeater tonight. Appreciate y'all taking time to stop in and add to our head count, and we'll go ahead and take a pause so that you can get on with your evening or hang around and see what else develops. We had number 1 spot again, KC9MVK, Rick over in Seymour. Kilo Golf 9 Delta Kilo, John over in Bartholomew County. Good evening, John. Kilo 9 Bravo Sierra Charlie. Number 3, David, you're slipping over in North Vernon. Thanks for stopping in. Randall, Kilo 9 Romeo Mike Romeo, coming in from Taylorsville on the 443.025. Thanks, Randall. We'll always love to hear you coming in on that new 440 machine. Sounds great. KD9GUV, Greg, back from his travels. Nice to hear you, Greg, over in Scottsburg. WR9G, Steve, over in Austin, and the host of our fabulous testing sessions that they hold there in Scottsburg. Thanks for all you do, Steve. Kilo Delta 9 November Romeo Zulu, Rick over in Decatur County. Good to hear you, Rick. Sounding good tonight as well. November 9 Lima Golf Oscar over in E-Town. Kevin, great to hear you guys on there using the repeater. Kilo Delta 9 Romeo Whiskey November. Jeff over in North Vernon, you're sounding well, but as you should. Kilo Delta 9 RWO over in Little York. Nice to hear you tonight, Joey. And N9QVO coming in from Shelbyville over in the northeast corner of our coverage area. Anyone else? Alpha through November. We'll go November through Zulu for short time. Please call now.
9ZLD, Donald, Columbus, Indiana. Kilo Bravo 9, Zulu, Lima Delta.
Sounding good tonight, Donald. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you taking time out of your evening to do that. We'll go anyone else November through Zulu for short time. Just to check in here, make sure the radios are all working, and they were all doing quite well, so nice to know that equipment's there. And we'll go to regular check-ins then, Alpha through November.
This is Kilo Bravo 9, Delta Oscar, Earl, Canaan, no traffic.
Anyone else? Let's just do Alpha through Zulu, A through Z, the entire spectrum.
November 9, X-ray, Victor Bravo, Andy near Hanover. Good evening, Randy.
Good evening, Randy. This is WB9 U.S.A.
All right, got DDO, XVB, and USX. Anyone else? A through Z. My sticky note reminder that the Jennings County Amateur Radio Association repeaters are always available for folks to use, except in the event of severe weather. So in the event of severe weather, the 443.025 or 442.975, the Scipio 440 machine. Man, too many repeaters in my head. The 442.975 Scipio repeater is commandeered by the National Weather Service out of Indianapolis and linked in with, I believe, about 9 other repeaters that report county-level traffic back to the National Weather Service. So they use the local repeaters. So for us, that would be 14525 to take care of local traffic and report things back to the net control on your local county. And then there's a person known as the liaison that reports back to the 442.975. Now, typically we don't get a lot of participation because we don't have a lot of hams that are up in the middle of the night. I mentioned that last week. So anyone that would like to serve as liaison on the 442.975 when severe weather is up late at night, you can feel free to do so. You might want to familiarize yourself with the criteria that the National Weather Service likes to hear about. They don't like to hear about just rain or being windy or got a little bit of hail. And sometimes they'll be more specific about what they're actually looking for in a particular area when they see an echo on the radar. So appreciate anyone wanting to get involved with that. You can email me, and you can also get on the National Weather Service website and see what the storm criteria reporting is so that they don't have to remind us. We hate that. And there's also a webpage called Central Indiana Skywarn that has some good information on that. So local traffic on the 14525 and only county. So if someone's in Jackson County and they're running a net and National Weather Service wants to hear what's going on in Jackson County, they'll ask for a Jackson County station or a Jennings County station, and that's just what you report. You would not report local unless it's something severe, life or death situation. Take advantage of it. That's what it's there for. Just day-to-day little storm stuff, they don't have time. They've got their hands full. So that is what I forgot to mention on the net. That's my primer, and I'll probably be mentioning that a few times as we move into severe storm season. Okay, so Earl, KB9DDO, nice to hear you, sir. How are things going on with Canaan? I bet you've been out on the mower.
Oh, everything's going just fine down here. Went out and done a little business there in town there to warmed up a little there. Now, everybody on the Scottsburg net that had been mowing there, I told them that was a no-no. We had to wait till after Easter was over so we'd have some place to hide the Easter eggs. So right after they find all the eggs and everything there, and then I get out there and start mowing there. So, but I don't want to get mowing too quick here, because when you mow it the first time, that air locks it and it takes off the supply. Seems like it don't grow so fast till you mow it the first time, then it's gone. So, just everybody take care, have a real good Easter coming up and a safe one there. And I hope everybody survives this cold weather there, kind of cover up things there. They're talking about getting down around the 20s, so that's kind of cool there. So just have a fine one, take care of everybody. KB9DDO.
All right, Earl, I'm with you. Let's not get mowing until it is absolutely necessary. I've got some wild onions out there that are looking pretty bad, so I just keep the blinds closed, and we'll get to that after Easter. I agree with you there. Jerry did check in. He's our K9RMR president. Just saw that pop up on the social media, and then it'll probably be on Zoom again. So there'll be more announcement on that, but I'll bet you we could just count on that being on Zoom. So, Earl, great to hear from you, and have a great Easter coming up. Thanks for the wishes. Let's go over to Hanover. Andy in 9XPB.
Randy, everybody else on the net, not too much going on over here. Been a beautiful day. Hopefully everybody has a good rest of the week and a good Easter weekend coming up. 7-3, guys. 9XPB, back to you, Randy.
All right, I'll remind everybody, Andy, that you guys run a net there in Madison on the 14517 PL 103.5. It's on Thursday nights, but I can never recall if it's 7 or 7:30.
30.
Okay, spread the love out there, guys. 7:30 for Andy's Net there in Madison, 14517, Thursday, 7:30, PL 103.5. Good evening, Kurt. You going to have an Easter egg hunt this weekend, Kurt? WB9 U.S.A.
I hope not. The only thing we plan on is a duck race and some food. Other than that, I'll echo Earl. I never sharpen my blades on my mowers until after the first cutting, because you're slinging sticks and rocks and mud and everything. So after the first cutting's over, then I sharpen everything up. It looks pretty good after that. But anyway, not much going on over here. The weather's been beautiful. And, of course, the clouds are covered now. They're supposed to get some rain here tonight. But I'm not looking forward to the cold weather coming up here on Thursday. So I guess we just have to cover everything that we planted and just pray for the best. So anyway, that pass along 73s, you guys. You take care. You're doing a good job running the net, Randy. And talk to you next week. This is WB9 U.S.A.
Okay, Kurt, I'm glad you reminded me of that with the mower blade. I got a brand new blade to put on this year, and I think I'll just wait until I get out there and chew everything up that's been left behind for winter. So that was a good reminder. I was all excited about getting that blade on there. I think I'll wait until after that first cut. Helpful hint there from Uncle Kurt. Thank you, buddy. Anyone else want to check in tonight for the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net? This is KB90FN.
And 9JFH, November 9, Juliet, Foxtrot Hotel, Paul from Decatur County. KC9RPX.
All right, then 9JFH, Paul over there in Westport, and KC9RPX, our ARRL section manager. You're making it in there, Jimmy, tonight. Is there anything you'd like to add while you're in?
I just wish everyone a safe and happy week, good Easter holiday with family and loved ones, and I don't really have no other announcements to go tonight, so good net, and enjoyed listening to it, so everyone have a good week. Happy Easter. KC9RPX back to net control.
Okay, Jimmy, making in just fine tonight from Ellettsville. KC9RPX, our ARRL section manager. Let's go over to Paul in Westport. Paul, how are things over there in Westport?
Everything was fine today. Did a little outdoor work. Matter of fact, I just came in, wasn't watching my time, and wanted to try to check in tonight as I was gone last week, and I will be gone again next week. And but anyway, taking advantage of the nice weather, doing some outdoor work, and just wanted to check in. Thanks, Randy, for running the net. This is at 9JFH, returning to net control.
All right, Paul, thanks for everything that you do for the community over there with the Red Cross and all that. Just a reminder, we appreciate that. One more time around, Alpha Zulu for the Jennings County Weekly Amateur Radio Net. Anyone else?
Yeah, N9LGO, Randy, I do have a question.
All right, Kevin, go ahead.
Well, several of us, I've had my ham license for a long time, but some of the new ones that's been using the stereo repeaters, kind of getting into the fusion, into the ham hobby, and I was just kind of wondering, has there ever been any talk or any discussion on adding that to the Scipio repeater? Is that something that can happen? Don't want it to happen? People don't want it? What's the general consensus on that?
That's a sore subject. When we first got the tower site there at Scipio, the Jennings County repeater started out with very humble beginnings, with little or almost no coverage. And then we scored this tower site, so we wanted to come on, and we wanted to come on big. So we invested in a fusion repeater. That tower site is the 106.1, the river tower site, transmitter site. And really, that's the only transmitter there with the exception of the cell phone system there as well. And what we ran into with that fusion system was that repeater, the DRX 400, 100, anyway, the fusion repeaters that they put out there by Yaesu. We bought one, and we never could get around DC cents and interference. We threw more money in it than we cared to admit, and due to having a 50,000 watt neighbor on the tower site, it just didn't work out. So we went with commercial Motorola repeaters, and we never looked back. So we lost fusion. We had a DMR site there for a while as well, and due to lack of use, it got pulled out.
Okay, well, that answers my question. And that's good information to know. Didn't have any idea any of that went on. Like I say, haven't been real active in 2-meter for several years, but I appreciate that info, and that probably answers some questions for some other fellows around here.
Yeah, those fusion repeaters, if you take the case off of it, it's 2 mobile radios, and the front end was just too wide, and it just constant descents, and we tried different cans, we tried cramming dollar bills in it, we tried different cabling, we fought it for a couple months, and just finally had to throw in the towel. It just wasn't going to work at that site.
All right, Randy, I appreciate the info there. We'll let you get back to business. Here's N9LGO. We'll be clear.
Okie dokie. Anyone else with any questions, comments, or anyone else want to check in before we hang it up and look towards next week? Okie dokie. 19 check-ins. Appreciate it, gentlemen. We'll be back next week and probably be on Zoom. Any questions, anything you'd like to see on the net? Anybody wants to run the net? Email me, kb90fn@gmail.com. Anybody wants to get more information on the Skywarn, or if you want to get my cell phone number so you can wake me up in the middle of the night, shoot me an email there and I'll send it up there as well. This is KB90FN saying thanks everybody for stopping in. We'll see you next week. 7-3.
C-A-R-A, repeater, system KC9PIE. The time is 7:51 p.m.
N9CJT, K9RMR. N9CJT, K9RMR. K9RMR, no response. 73 clear.
CQ, calling the South Central Area Net. This is Ka9OPL, Kilo Alpha 9, Oscar Papa Lima. Net control for the South Central Area Net. This net meets every Tuesday evening beginning at 8:30 p.m. local time on the Columbus Amateur Radio Club 2-meter repeater on a frequency of 146.79 megahertz with a minus offset, using a PL tone of 103.5 hertz. Net meets for the purpose of passing traffic, promoting good fellowship among amateur radio operators, and practicing net procedures. Before we begin, do we have anyone holding emergency or priority traffic this evening? Please alert me with the words break, break, and I will assist you with your emergency. This is K9OPL Net Control. When checking in, please give your FCC call sign in plain English, as well as in using standard ITU phonetics, and give your name, please. Do we have any non-emergency traffic, routine type traffic this evening?
This is W9DBA, Whiskey 9 Delta Bravo Alpha. I have an announcement. The Brown County ARES net is Thursday evening, 7:30 p.m. on the Brown County repeater, 147.300. with a PL tone of 136.5. All amateur radio operators in Brown and surrounding counties are welcome and encouraged to participate. This is W9DBA, back to net control.
Hey, very good. Thank you, Scott. Good to hear you in there. N9PUP, did you have an announcement or are you just checking in?
Actually, I don't know whether it's an announcement or not, or whether it's even allowed on the net, but we're going to ask. A friend of mine down the street has a 30-foot tower for sale. Actually, it's free, so if anybody's interested, contact me after the net, N9PUP.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, normally I don't take, if it's going to be listed with a price tag on it, I usually won't do that during the net. But free works. And I also got you listed, so I got you on the call list. Any other announcements this evening? Please call Net Control. Net, please call now. Later, if you would like to be a short-time check-in, please call.
Yes, Kilo Bravo 9, Delta Delta Oscar, Earl Madison, no traffic.
Kilo Golf 9er Delta Kilo, that's KG9DK, John, Bartholomew County, short time.
November 9, Quebec Victor Oscar, N9QVO, Dave, Shelby County.
Earl, KG9DK, John, N9QVO, Dave. Any other short time?
N9TLF, November 9, Tango Lima Foxtrot, Paul in Columbus. Good evening, Joe.
Good evening, N9TLF, Paul, got you down. Any other short time? This is K9OPL with the South Central Area Net. I'll begin taking check-ins. Regular stations, suffixes that start with the letters Alpha through Hotel. Alpha through Hotel. The first letter following the number in your call is Alpha through Hotel. Please call. One more try. Alpha through Hotel check-ins. Regular stations. Please call. Go, please.
N9JFH, November 9, Juliet Foxtrot Hotel, Paul, Decatur County.
Kilo 9, Juliet Tango Victor, Jeff, Martinsville, no traffic.
Kilo Delta 9, Quebec Papa November, Mike, Bartholomew County.
9RPX, Jimmy, Elkville, no traffic. Kilo Charlie 9, Romeo Papa X-Ray.
Got you, KC9RPX. I thought it was, but you were right in there with Mike. N9JFH got you, K9JTV, KD9QPN, and KC9RPX. Any others, India through Romeo?
Kilo 9, Romeo Mike Romeo, repeat, K9RMR, Randall and Rueff, Taylorsville, Bartholomew County. Good evening, Joe, and everybody else on the net this evening.
One more call then, India through Romeo.
This is Whiskey 2, Bravo, Bravo, India, Bruce in Columbus.
Bravo, Bravo, India. Got you, Bruce. Good evening. Let's go with the rest of the alphabet, Sierra through Zulu. OPL, go back and I'll take check-ins. Alpha through Zulu. Regular stations, Alpha through Zulu, please. Hearing no additionals, I'm going to go back to the top of the list and I'm going to start with the two that gave announcements so I don't forget them. W9DBA, Scott, your turn for comments.
Well, hello, Joe, and everybody there on the net. I'm sitting here with a belly full of pizza and trying to keep my eyes open. I don't think I'm going to make it much longer this evening. A nice gentle rain going outside. It's a peaceful night here in Brown County. I'm loving it. So that's all I've got. I'm going to turn it back to you, Joe. This is W9DBA.
All right, well, full tummy of pizza on a nice evening like that, well, that's usually the ticket for a little bit of Z's. So, well, that's all right. Everybody needs to take a rest once in a while. Let's go to N9PUB. Greg, any comments?
Good evening, Joe, and everybody on the net. I don't have much here. It was enjoying a nice day out today. Got out and got some stuff done, and just enjoying the weather, I guess. Before who knows what's going to do here in Indiana, but getting ready to work on some antennas and try to get some stuff going here at the house. So other than that, that's about all I have, and appreciate you letting me in the net there and making the comment there at the beginning. And yes, it is free. So we'll talk to you later. N9PB.
All right, very good there, Greg. Good to hear you in there, my friend. Always enjoy talking to my friends. People have, a lot of you guys, we've all been around together for a long time around here. N9JFH, Paul, good evening. Your turn.
Good evening, Joe. Yeah, enjoyed the nice weather today. Did some work outside and then come in to take care of a couple nets here. I also got my present to myself, the DMR I was telling you about, I think about 2 weeks ago. And unless I'm missing something, I can't find anywhere in the instructions on how to program it, even for the analog. I was hoping to use it tonight, and I can't even figure out how to program the analog side of it. But it did give a website, and it did give a USB cord, and basically it says I can program it from there. But I don't know, my preference is to be able to learn how to program in the field. If you have an emergency, if your computer's down or everything else is down, you need to go back to analog, and it basically wouldn't be of any value at all except for the hobby and playing around with the DMR. But maybe somebody else has some other suggestions. Maybe I'm reading something wrong, or maybe I haven't figured it out yet. I don't have anything else. This is N9JFH. Return to net control.
Okay, Paul. Well, I don't know that particular radio. I do know that you pretty well have to. I think you can program them from the keyboard. In fact, I know you can, but I don't know really how to do it. I definitely know you can put analog in them because I've got one analog station repeater, the 440 machine here, in my DMR radio, which is it's a TYT MD390. But I put all my stations in using the programming because they basically do work by code plugs, and I do think you can do some from the keyboard stuff with them, but they're not that friendly, and they're not really designed for keyboard programming because they came from the commercial sector. And the way they wanted them to be is that they would program them, and many of them can be locked once they're programmed, so that they can hand them out to commercial users in the field, and they basically can't do anything but turn the channel knob and go to the channels that are programmed. And anyway, that's the methodology behind them. But I know even if you have to, you can program them, make up a code plug, and program it from the computer. Let me reset a minute. But you can put in analog stations, and if you do that in advance, well, at least it'll be that much useful in an emergency because at least you'll have it. But yeah, they're not as versatile for field program, in my opinion. And I'm not an expert on DMR, but generally speaking, the commercial side, they're not meant to be very friendly. K9JTV, Jeff, your turn. Victor, comments for the net, please. He's not able to get to the radio at the moment. KD9QPN, we'll go to you, Mike.
K9OPL, this is KD9QPN. Good evening, Joe, and everybody on the net. After a lot of playing around with antennas, I did finally get my 40-meter dipole strung over the weekend, and just in time actually to get into the last man standing melee. Made a lot of contacts and didn't quite do the clean sweep thing, but had a lot of fun with it. I worked stations from Washington State to, I think, Sacramento, one of the S cities in California, and then Texas and New Hampshire, Florida. So got pretty decent coverage. There are definitely some blind spots. There's some places in Florida where I think my signal just can't get, based on where the nulls and my dipole are. But yeah, had a lot of fun. Saw some pretty good pileups, and not sure how people pick call signs out of 10 or 15 folks trying to shout all at once, but they did quite regularly, and it was pretty impressive. So also saw some really bad behavior. One of the contest stations or special stations set up right on in the 40, in the 20 meter band, right on the edge where I think there's a DX band, and so anybody that was running on a general license would have been outside when you take 3 kilohertz off for the lower side band. But a lot of people were highly rude to him and suggesting he move somewhere else, and he eventually did. But anyway, had a lot of fun, and then worked a couple contests. Actually, one contest, probably 2 contacts right behind you, Joe. Was surprised to hear you chime in, and actually the guy that was, I forget where he was, but I was getting him clearer than I got you, so that was kind of interesting. So lots of fun, and that's it. This is K9QPN, back to net control.
That's interesting. I'm not sure if I heard you in there or not. I might have just been tuning in there. Was that the, I forget, is that the worldwide contest this weekend?
It wasn't a worldwide contest. It was it was for the Last Man Standing TV show, which is filming, I guess, its last episode today. And on the show, apparently the Tim Allen character has a ham set up, a couple of icon some radios, but yeah, just there were a lot of people working them, and all over the place, and wish I had done a 20 meter dipole, because then I could have caught them all.
Yeah, I was aware of the Last Man Standing. In fact, I worked about 8 of them, and I worked one on D-Star Saturday night in the multi-mode room. But there was another contest, and I think it might have been, I'll have to look it up, but I thought it might have been a worldwide DX contest. There was people giving their numbers of contacts and all that, but well, that's kind of neat that you you heard me. I don't remember if I heard you or not, Mike, but that's kind of cool. Yeah, it was a lot of fun working the LMS stuff, and I made a fairly good number of them. I had to turn the power up a little bit. I usually run at about 20-25 watts, and I was up to 65 at one point, because I just wasn't going to get through those pile-ups with less power. KC9RPX, Jimmy, your turn for comments. Good evening. K9RMR, Randall, your turn.
Well, good evening, Joe, and everybody on the net. I was hoping Noel would be on tonight, because I was wanting to, I got that tower available to me, and I was hoping to maybe do it this weekend and get it at least taken down and moved to the house. So I may have to wait till tomorrow to talk to him and make some plans. But so I'm really looking forward to getting that tower down and getting it moved, so I can do some, like you said, do some longer range D-Star, and eventually get a new radio and do some HF, because I'm really looking forward to that. So like I said, I'm haven't got the antenna down and moved yet, obviously, so I'm looking forward to doing that. And like I said, I was hoping to do that this weekend, so I may just have to wait and talk to him later. But aside from that, not a whole lot going on. It's the weather's getting pretty nice. I mean, we're getting a little bit of rain, but aside from that, the weather's doing pretty good, and I'm just sitting at home taking it easy for this evening. So hopefully everybody out there is having a good evening, and with that, I will send it back to net control.
Okay, very good, Randall. Yeah, I heard you calling for Noel earlier. Yeah, he may have gotten caught at work. He sometimes ends up having to work late, but I'm sure you'll catch up with him. And yeah, it'd be good to get you. If you don't have it programmed by then, I can probably try to help you get the D-Star repeater in Shelbyville into that radio, because I'm sure you'll be able to hit it, and you'll have a lot of fun with that. Speaking of D-Star, I got to hear W2BBI on D-Star. Checked into the Indiana statewide net Thursday night. Your turn, Bruce.
Yeah, that was a pleasure, Joe. I'm glad that you're there running these nets. You do a fantastic job, and good evening to the rest of the group. I do have a couple questions, though. I've got a new ICOM 5100, and I'm wondering if anyone out there with a similar radio has used it as a repeater going from, let's say, 70 centimeter FM through as a repeater and back out digital. Has anybody done that? I know for sure you can do it FM to FM, but I'm not sure if FM to digital as a repeater. That's one of the major questions I have. Other than that, the radio's coming along great. I really like it and enjoy using it. This is W2BBI, back to net control.
Okay, yeah, I thought that was a real interesting question. I didn't have the answer because I don't have that radio. I know this one here. This is a Kenwood 71A, TMV 71A mobile rig that I use as a base. And it's a 50-watt rig when you turn it up. I'm only running at 10 watts now, and I wanted to go the other way. I wanted to take, because all I've got for D-Star is a handheld. And when I want to work the Shelbyville repeater, normally I use a hotspot, but when I want to work the repeater, it sure would be nice to have a little bit more power. And I really have not been able to get it to receive, I wanted to use it like a repeater, but just as an amplifier, but it's taking my D-Star signal and repeating it back as FM, and it must be taking the D-Star out of the packets and just, I don't know what it's doing, but what you're wanting to do, I don't know. It might work. I really don't know. Might have to try it. And I think you said you were on the Shelbyville repeater the other night, and if you were sounding really good. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's fun. We do have a D-Star on this repeater here, but we don't have it on the internet right now because we don't have any internet access out at the repeater site. Unless we decide to spring for a mobile hotspot or something, it's going to be hard to get this repeater really on the gateway. This is K9OPL. I am at the bottom of the list. Do we have any others who'd like to check in or rechecks or comments, or anyone who'd like to either talk to Bruce about his question now or after the net? Anyway, stations who'd like to join us, come on in.
Yeah, this is KD9PPB and Seymour.
Papa Bravo, is that correct?
It's Kilo Delta 9 Papa Victor. Name's Jim.
Hey, Jim, comments?
I'm just trying. I've got this little kind of upgraded from the handheld, and I picked up a little TM241A mobile I'm using as a base, and it seems to be doing pretty well. So far, I really like it.
You're full quieting into the repeater up here, so either that thing's putting out really well, and you have a good antenna, or one or the other or both. But you're doing a fine job. Over.
Copy that. Yeah, I've got a good antenna. I'm only pushing 10 watts because, well, I'm going to be looking at upgrading the power supply because it's kind of old. I'm afraid if I push 50 watts, it might not survive. So it's an old pyramid. But yeah, I've got a Comet GP15 antenna, and it's I could stand to have it higher, but hey, I can't complain about it. It's a good antenna. I got that from Jimmy over there in Ellisville.
Okay, well, very good. Yeah, you're sounding good. You're sounding great. So thank you for being there. Appreciate you check-in, and join us anytime you can. Once again, bottom of the list, this is K9OPL, South Central Area Net. Anyone else?
Kilo Delta 9, Quebec Papa November, recheck.
K9QPN. Go ahead, Mike.
Thanks, Joe. I was just curious if anybody had a PET logging software for contacts. Was playing around a little bit and just wanted to maybe hear opinions on what works well and what folks like. If anybody wants to stick around after the net or give comments, we can go somewhere else also if we want to clear the repeater, but just curious if anybody has any input on that. Thank you much. K9OPL, back to net control. This is KD9QPN.
Okay. Yeah, if anybody wants to stick around and have a little discussion about that'll be interesting. I don't do a lot of it, but I do have the one that the SCI-CSG, the other group here in town that we sponsor the testing. One of the guys who used to be in the group, KD4SIR, Scott, did a lot of the upgrading on that. It was an older program that he latched onto and started upgrading. It's actually a Python program, and it's called FD-Log, and it's a free one. It's out there on the GitHub, so that's one. I don't know a lot of them that are out there, but I know several. Anyway, if anybody wants to stick around after the net, maybe we have some discussion going on. K9OPL, one more call for check-ins. Call it right at 9 o'clock. It's a few seconds before. By the time I close this, it'll be 9, so we're going to call it a 30-minute net. Wish everybody a good evening, 73s, and look forward to seeing you all next time. Enjoy the Easter weekend coming up and all the nets and things going on in between. I was also hoping Noel would be around to give us some update on the sale that's going on Saturday for the equipment for the Silent Key KC9TXR. I think it's maybe up in Greenwood area, I think, but it was supposed to get an updated item list and with pricing, but I have not seen that yet, unless I've missed it, but I haven't seen it so far. In any case, this is K9OPL. I'm going to close the net, and of course anyone who wants to stick around and have discussion afterwards. Repeater will be open and free form at that point. Good evening all, 73s. K9OPL closing net, returning repeater to normal use. Good evening all.
This is Whiskey 2, Bravo, India. The fellow that was considering a net logger of some sort, are you still there? Over.
Kilo 2, Bravo, India. This is Kilo Delta 9, Quebec Papa November. Go ahead.
.org. Netlogger.org. We used to, where I came from, running 2-meter nets. If you log on to it right now, if you log in there on that website, you will see a pile of nets going on all over the country.
using all kinds of different methods. You may really enjoy that. Anyhow, this is W2BBI. If you run your call back a little slower for me, I'm an old man. Let me know what it is a little slower phonetically, please.
Roger, okay, thanks, Bruce. I think this is Mike, Kilo Delta 9, Quebec, Papa, November. Thank you very much. I've pulled that up, so I'll play around on there. I'm also thinking about something just to help. I know you can run a logbook in QRZ, but seems like it didn't go as fast as I could go, which is not saying much. So I was thinking about other logbook kind of software, anything that would help kind of track stuff. So that's it. Thank you very much. This is K9QPN.
W2BBI out.
K9OPL, K9RMR.
K9RMR, K9OPL.
I don't know if you may not have got it, but Noel sent out an email. I think it was Monday or maybe been Saturday. I don't remember when it was, but he sent out an email with details on that sale.
I had seen one, but I didn't see the one if he sent another one out with the actual price list and all that. Let's see, I may not have been on last night. I know I haven't been on yet today. I've been busy with work all day, so thanks for letting me know that. I'll check my inbox. Over.
Okay, well, I don't think there was any price list. It was just information about. He mentioned the fact that they were going to have bathrooms and facilities, and they were going to have power running, and extension cords. So if you wanted to test the equipment or whatever before you bought it and stuff, you could test it out and try it and make sure it works before you bought it. The fact that all sales were, of course, final, things of that nature. I didn't see, like I said, I didn't see a price list of individual items, if I remember correctly. So I don't know. I just thought that might be. You might want to know that.
Okay, yeah. Actually, I did get that email. Okay, yeah, that's the one I did receive, and there's supposed to be another one coming out with. He sent one a while back with a pretty comprehensive equipment list, but he didn't have a final list, and he didn't have the prices. But we were supposed to get that, and we probably still will. We just may be getting it at the last minute. But if anybody's interested in any of those, I know it's Saturday. As you said, it's Saturday morning. It begins from 9:30 and it's till 12:30. And I am quite sure if there's anything that's a hot item, you got to get there early or you won't get it. They're not going to sell anything before 9:30. They will not do pre-sales and that sort of thing. The estimate is that prices are going to be approximately, I think, a third of the original price, but that's all I know so far. But thanks for that, Randall. K9RMR, K9OPL.
Hey, no problem. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna try to get a hold of Noel sometime because I was hoping to have him, and I think Bruce said he would be able to help take that tower down next door, and so I was hoping to talk to the family that owns it now tomorrow, and then maybe be able to, I figured Saturday might be a good day to take it down and move it. So I was hoping to get a hold of him and maybe Bruce and them and see if we could do that. But I was actually hoping he'd be on here tonight. So I may just have to wait till talk to him tomorrow, or I may just send him an email. But yeah, I'm glad. Like I said, that's all I got for now. So I'll let you go. K9OPL, K9RMR, saying 73.
Okay, 73. So I'll talk to you later.